Hello, welcome. My name's Phil Taylor from bodylanguagematters.com, and today we're going to be talking about Lauren Bowden and the way that she communicates in a court. I think it's a court of law in America where she's talking about being silenced on Twitter, one for a better word, or frozen out at some point. And the reason I wanted to get into this is because she uses her body language to express her anger as well as her words and her voice, a cadence and a tone. But I think it's an ideal way to watch somebody who's under pressure deliver a message, but also deliver it with a bit of aggression, and you can feel it inside her bubbling up, but also staying in control. It's the perfect example of how to stay under control, in pressure, under pressure rather, and deliver your message aggressively with anger. I think this is absolutely great. It's a masterclass, and if only I could do this, it's such a great lesson to learn. So we'll get into this now. Let's just go over to this.
Recognizes Ms. Boebert for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Matt Taibbi, a respected reporter who published much of the Twitter files, said, quote, Twitter's contact with FBI was constant and pervasive, as if it were a subsidiary.
Before we kick this off, I just want to clarify some things. I think they're in some sort of court setting. Well, clearly they're in some sort of court setting as well. This is Lauren Boebert, and just there's so much detail in the anger that she has. Look at this. It's so brilliant. So what I want you to pay attention to is pay attention to her eyes, and also pay attention to her mouth. You'll start seeing a lot of teeth, and this is like aggression. Think about a lion or a tiger or a dog when they're angry, like "Arr!" Now watch this. This is controlled aggression as well. It's so brilliant. This is a masterclass in how to deliver a message and also come across aggressive. It's so good.
Contact with FBI was constant and pervasive, as if it were a subsidiary. Now, I want to better understand why he would suggest that. Mr.
Did you see that? Suggest that.
Roth, while at Twitter, how many meetings did you have with the FBI?
Such a stern look. How many meetings do you have with the FBI? And then just like, boom, over to you. Now this guy, look at it already. He's like, Mummy, help me, Mummy.
I couldn't say for sure, but
And that was a look of like remorse as he goes up. You start seeing the sort of embossing on his forehead. It's like, oh no.
More than 10?
That's a
More
reasonable
than 20?
estimate. I couldn't say for sure.
More than 50?
That seems a bit high.
Check out her breathing as well. If you just sort of take note of where she's breathing in the chest, so you can see she's getting more animated. She's asked a leading question, so she obviously knows the answer.
Many meetings with the FBI. Well, we know how many FBI agents worked at Twitter while you were there?
I don't believe any active FBI agents.
Former FBI agents. How many worked there while you were there?
I'm aware of perhaps 2.
Well, we know of at least 9 because they started the BU group chat, BU for Bureau.
She's illustrating with her head the BU group chat. It's almost like, when you were a kid and you'd go, nah, 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 nah.
Now, Mr. Roth, did the FBI ever ask you to share information like users' communication data without going through proper legal channels?
No, they did not.
This guy's still looking so somber and like, oh, do we have to do this? Sort of, just check out his face. So funny.
And I would have refused if they had.
That's correct. I see that you denied Agent Chan's request for access to Twitter's data feed. What's sick isn't that you would deny it. It's that the FBI would even ask you for the private data of American citizens.
They can ask you. So she's illustrating you, keeping it congruent. This is what I'm talking about. She's angry but composed, and it's such a great skill to have because she's really emphasizing and delivering a message. It's so good.
Without going through.
Now, I want you to pay attention to something in a minute. Right now, you can't see it, but the more animated, the more angry she gets, you can start seeing, you'll start seeing things in her forehead, and also keep an eye on the breathing as well.
Legal channels of the law. Now, I want to remind you, Mr. Roth, that you are under oath. Did the FBI ever ask you to do anything that was illegal or questionably legal?
I'm not a lawyer, but certainly not to the best of my recollection or knowledge.
Now, from the hearing that I've been a part of today, it's almost impossible to tell where the FBI ends and where Twitter begins. We have Mr. Baker here, a former FBI agent, and there seems to be a revolving door between the FBI and Twitter itself. Even Mr. Baker said that there was no collusion with the federal government and Twitter. But Mr. Baker, that's you. You are the collusion between the federal government.
Now you can see when I was talking about the forehead there, you can see that the veins are starting coming out, and she's like, "That's you, Mr. Baker," or something like that.
Government and the FBI. And now with it, this is such a problem because we're seeing censorship all over. Mr. Roth, Miss Gaddy, did either of you approve the shadow banning of my account at Lauren Boebert? Yes or no?
No, I did not.
Not to the best of my recollection.
This guy's so, there's so much pressure. Like, "Oh, I didn't, I swear, Mummy, I didn't do that."
Well, let me refresh your memory because
Oh, did you see that then? Straight away, let's rewind that back. You can see that the anger in her face, the distaste, and let me refresh your message. So, leading question again into this.
let me refresh your memory because on March 12th,
So angry.
2021, and Mr. Roth, I know you looked at it because Fascist
Illustrators.
Twitter 1.0 had a public interest exceptions policy, which means for members of Congress to be shadow banned, it had to go before you, Mr. Roth. So I'll ask again, did you shadow ban my account? Yes or no?
Again, not to the best of my recollection.
She's almost giving him. She wants yes or no, right? So it leads the answer, or she wants the answer for it. But this he's shrewd enough to realise that he's not going to say yes or no, is he? You know, it's just going to lead him into a whole host of trouble, I would have thought.
So the answer is, Mr. Roth, yes, you did. I found out last night
And she put the words in his mouth. Yes, you did, Mr. Ross.
from Twitter staff that you suppressed my account for this tweet. It's a freaking joke.
Ooh, no, I think she's talking about something else. But the illustrators
That's
there
my
with
So
her.
the answer is, Mr. Roth,
So
yes, you did. I found out last
there.
night from Twitter staff
Yep.
that you suppressed my account for this tweet. It's a freaking joke about Hillary Clinton being angry that she couldn't rig her election.
So she's getting more animated, with the fingers. You can see it start pointing.
It's a joke, but in response, being the sinister overlords that you all are, you placed a 90-day account filter so I could not be found. And now we see here that Twitter staff said the visibility filter on my account excluded me from top searches, prevented notifications for non-followers, and much more. This is considered an aggressive visibility filter. You silenced members of Congress from communicating with their constituents. You silenced me from communicating with the American people over a freaking joke. Now, who the hell do you think that you are? Election interference? Yeah, I would say that that was taking place because of you four sitting here. The Hunter Biden laptop story was suppressed. A sitting member of Congress was suppressed. A sitting president was banned from Twitter. You know, I bet that Putin is sitting in the Kremlin wishing he had as much election interference as you four here today.
Oh, that's a big illustration. Boom, Putin, boom. Get down.
We've heard about threats to democracy. Well, what about shutting down a duly elected member of Congress? This is fundamental to our nation's governance, and you all attacked that very foundation. 230
So good. You all attacked that very foundation, really stern and on it. Her illustrators are on point. It's like, boom, get in there.
protections. Well, those are for publishers, not for editors. And it's clear you are not acting as publishers, you are acting as editors. And Mr. Chairman, I think it's far past time that we remove 230 protections for big tech platforms who are abusing this protection. And let me just say, I'm not angry for myself. I'm not angry because I was silenced.
I think you are.
I can reach out to Elon and to his staff, and I can see what's happened. And I can sit here today and hold you all in account. I am angry for the millions of Americans who were silenced because of your decisions, because of your actions, because of your collusion.
Oh my God. Look how angry she's getting. Boom. That is some big. Oh my God. Maybe she is really passionate about this as well.
With the federal government. They can't reach out to Elon. They can't sit here
Man, she's raging hard.
today and hold you into account. We don't know where the FBI ends and Twitter begins. But I do want to thank
Mr.
Elon
Sherman, we're
Musk
over
for
17
firing
seconds.
you for and saving free speech and even Twitter.
Wow, you just wouldn't mess with her. But brilliant delivery. I don't know much about American politics. In fact, I know absolutely nothing, but I respect this lady, man. She's just like, boom, have it all. I'm getting my point across. I don't care what anybody's saying. I'm just gonna say these things to you. You're having this. That was amazing. So this is a masterclass in controlling your aggression, delivering your message, and also getting your point across in Congress or in some sort of court. I don't know American politics at all, but this is a masterclass, and I've really enjoyed watching it. Thank you very much for watching Body Language Matters. I hope you've enjoyed that little clip of how to deliver your message across with anger.